Site, July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence. What does it mean to us as Jews in America? So I think the first thing we have to focus on is Moshe Feinstein, Zichrono Livrocha, the Gadol, Shabbat the last generation. Moshe said that America is called Medina Shel Chesed. This has been repeated many times, and it's something so important. If there is one midah that the Choves Alavovos and all the Baalei Musar said we have to focus on is Akoros HaToiv. America being a Medina Shel Chesed, it opened up such a refuge for the Jewish people, for everyone, for the entire world. But us as Jews, you can make a Kavachomer in Mitzrayim. The Rambam says we still have to have a Akoros HaToiv for Mitzrayim. We had a Akoros HaToiv for Mitzrayim. And that's why regarding who you're allowed to marry after 3 generations, you can marry a convert of a Mitzri. Allah has kama v'kama. And Mitzrayim was a place where we were afflicted, a place, certainly a Medina that opened up its gates and opened up certainly every opportunity for the Jewish people, Baruch Hashem, to live the way we live today is something so important. That's number one. Number two, the founding fathers of this United States of America, as we know, were steeped with consciousness, religious consciousness, which of course stems back to Jewish concepts. Just to focus on 2 main concepts that are brought up continuously: the pursuit of happiness, liberty. So these concepts are so powerful. The only problem is that there's what's called the chitzonius and there's called the pnimius. Chitzonius means that we look in a very shallow way what simcha, what we think joy means, which of course means gratifying, instant gratification, the disposable society, and so many of the frailties of America. But the depth of simcha is sameach bechelkoi. The concept is so deep. Liberty, cherus, freedom. Yes, it could be misinterpreted and so abused to mean freedom to do whatever you want and there's no God in the world. But of course, on the dollar bill and on the coin it says, in God we trust so much. Take the Star-Spangled Banner. I actually texted someone, I said, what is the Star-Spangled Banner? What does spangle mean? And of course, even if you look on the internet, you won't get such a straight answer. Spangled. Spangle means either something that's glittering, or you plaster something with small little signs of glitter. Whatever the definition exactly is, it means that we have a flag that has stars. Why is there such a focus on stars? What is stars? So if you look in many of the original, in fact, there's a concept called the Great Seal on the coins. The Great Seal is in the shape of the Magen David. You look on the dollar bill, very carefully you will see that there is the stars, the formation of the stars. Originally it was 13 stars, which is actually Yud Gimel Midah Sherachmi, perhaps. You have the stars and they are formed in a Magen David. There is such depth just in these stars, and that's why I think it's interesting that the song of the Star-Spangled Banner is very much based on stars. What is the Magen David? The Magen David actually has a very long history, even though in the more historical, and I would say philosophical, they say that books and sources, they say that it's not necessarily Judaism based. However, if you look in the real early sources, for example, there's a sefer called Eretz HaChaim. Eretz HaChaim writes that the shields of Malchei Yisrael were 3 ktsavis, 1 triangle. Malchei Beis David has 6 ktsavis. Why? Because Malchus Beis David represents the 6 different directions. That means north, south, west, east, and Shamayim and Oretz, which is really when we wave and we do all the waving of the lulav. It represents the Rebbeinu Shalom being involved in every aspect of our lives. The Magen David itself is mentioned in the Sefer Razia, which perhaps is the earliest book ever in history because it comes from Adam Rishon, and there it mentions Magen David. Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz writes that this was the most mesugal kamiyah that could be given. So when you see a Jew, especially a non-affiliated Jew, and he's wearing a Magen David, it's even a plea that we don't wear Magen David. The reason why we don't wear Magen David, some explain, is because once it became a symbolism of Zionism and a lot of the other things that represented perhaps maybe something negative, Therefore, it's like a Rashi that says that even something so special as Mizbeach and Matzevas that originally was so special, once it's being abused, we try not to use it. But a person has to know, in fact, yesterday I was by Ranberg's shul, and I look up, I'm thinking about this, I was going to ask him, I was schmoozing with him about it, and I look up, and the windows are in the shape, mamish, of a Magen David. So yes, Magen David is extremely special. And when we see a Magen David, we should think about the consciousness of the Sheish Ktsavos, the 6 different corners which symbolize also Chesed, Gvur, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and then Malchus, that was Malchus Beis David. And that's something powerful, and of course not to forget the Medina Shechesed, the Akos HaToiv of today, and together we have a very special place, a place that although the word America is Amrek, and as the Gemara says, every name means something very deep. Amrek means it's an empty nation. It doesn't mean it has to be an empty nation. It was founded in very deep concepts, but easily we could fall into the externalities and lose the consciousness of this country, and perhaps that's what's happening today with the leaders, of course, where we've all, the world has fallen so deep and so down, but maybe Be'ezras Hashem Yisborach will be zeichet to have the Malchus Beis David, the real Malchus, stemming from Eretz Yisrael and with Mashiach Tzidkenu, and that of course is coming from such pnimius and depth. Havai Alein Bekorov.